All right, welcome to Fireside Chat number 235. Looks like we are indeed live. All right. So, hitting the end of the month here. So, of course, usual housekeeping. Make sure you've posted in roll call. If you have any of the associated duties, do make sure that you get them done, get situation reports posted, get all that stuff completed. For officers, especially COs, we have the officer meeting this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, so make sure to attend that or let me know if you cannot. Further, kind of a few small updates. Just kind of some stuff on the job board. So I've been expanding slightly the Admiralty duties. I've been talking to the people involved, so if you're in the Admiralty and I haven't told you, don't worry about it. But just adding a few kind of smaller things, with the idea being especially that as the Admiralty take on more staff, you can kind of assign those duties to individual people, or Ulfold can just assign them to random people as well. He's kind of the number one guy in charge of assigning duties to people. So among these are updating profiles, members' profiles, updating the roster spreadsheet, of course, as before, but making sure you're updating it with the new recruits posted in the recruits channel and people going on LOAs from the LOAs channel. Further, I added one which is to make sure that the bot commands are updated. So basically, when we get new members, especially once they hit Marine, usually they not only do they get a profile, but they need the command added to the bot so that they can type exclamation point their name in the bot shrine and see their profile. So that needs to be done. Getting into more of some of the stuff that I've added to my own duties, updating the book of names and also ensuring the updating of documentation. And that includes rules about WA library and some other channel I'm not remembering for some reason. Rules about WA library, all the associated documentary channels as well. So these are the kind of things that somebody in my staff, I might give them one or two of these to do. Trying to see. Oh, Book of Names. Yeah, I already mentioned that. I think maybe. Yeah. So when a member reaches the rank of Marine or higher, and they choose a Norse name, they kind of gain that name officially, and they're added to the Book of Names. In addition, the Valheim channel is back, so do check that out if you want to play. Just some general reminders. Let's see if I would have talked about this other one. No. Okay, so yeah, I'll remind everyone that if you do want to read more about WA, there's the About WA channel at the top under the Welcome category. That's pretty handy as far as just learning about how things work, all the different ranks, what the requirements to reach them, all the different houses and families, all that kind of stuff is in About WA. If you're more interested in the clan's history or lore, songs and stories, all that kind of thing, library is a good place to start. It actually has a lot of like essays on WA history and stuff, and old historical documents and archives. Visual stuff too, like old coats of arms, old lineage charts, that kind of thing. There's also the Dane Edda and the New Edda channels, which both contain all of our official songs and stories and lore as well. So check those out. And this is all under the library category, by the way. And also under that category, in addition to the Book of Names that I mentioned earlier, is the Hall of Fame, where we have kind of our in-game clan achievements and, great, awesome highlight reel plays and such that have been made across different games. So you can check that out. And if you have a submission, do let me know. We kind of prioritize like team stuff, like something you did as a WA team representing the clan, but there's individual stuff in there for sure as well. Okay, let's see. Probably already mentioned a new Sea of Thieves channel and Sea of Thieves players role. Available in Get Roles, but that is there. The Valheim role is there as well, as it has always been. In addition, kind of a few odds and ends cleanup stuff. I did change, so the roster page, the duties page of the roster sheet, people's names now link to their profiles as well. Just a small change. And just, I'll throw out a general reminder that if you do promote somebody or demote them, make sure you don't just change their rank on the sheet, but you also change the box that says at current rank since, because that's pretty important, because that's how we know the last time, especially we know the last time they were promoted, so that way we know how long they've been at their current rank. But it also helps with currently Athfaller is the one updating the profiles. So it helps him because then he knows which profiles to actually check, because then to update the rank insignia on the profiles, because he can see, okay, this has been changed, their rank has changed since I last checked, therefore I need to actually change that. So do make sure to do that. Let's see. I've been trying to talk to people to get them promoted, especially if it's something simple like they just need to do the rank quiz. So if you don't know where those are, they are in About WA under clan ranks and duties. You can go through the whole rank list, and each rank that has a quiz has the link right there. You can also ask an officer, and we can just provide it for you. Officers in Command Center as well, do keep in mind there is that new pinned rank quizzes and recruitment application sheet. So instead of having to actually check individual quizzes, that just is a sheet where it compiles the responses to all of those quizzes. So you can check each page, and there's a link at the top to the actual Google quiz, Google forum, if you need that as well. Again, they're in About WA too, under clan ranks and duties, but that is pretty handy for checking new responses and looking at multiple responses at once. The interface for checking Google Forms is not super great sometimes, especially on mobile. So you can utilize this and, yeah, hopefully find it useful for checking on who has submitted the recruitment application as well is really important. I try to monitor that stuff, but that's pretty important. In fact, let me add that actually as a little note here. We should have a specific duty for just monitoring the quizzes. Actually would be a good one. This is, again, something I'm doing right now, but we can certainly give that as a duty to assign to somebody. Already talked about officer meetings, so I think that is about it. Let me double check if we've got anything else. That should be about it, yeah. Just a heads up as well, or a reminder rather, that the Admiralty are recruiting staff. So if you want to join the staff of any member of the Admiralty and help with the kind of work that they do, contact them. If you're not sure, contact Ofold, who is in charge of assigning duties, and so he can certainly point you in the right direction. One of the big things that we're kind of changing is the Silva's rank Commodore. How that's working is now she and her staff are going to be in charge of contacting guests and reservists, basically. So active guests, seeing if they want to join. But more importantly, around mid-month, checking on the enlisted members. So that would be recruit through a master gunner. Contacting them if they're eligible for promotion or if they're inactive, kind of checking in with them. And trying to help them get promoted as well, so give them the links to the quizzes and so on. So I think that'll be a really cool change and an important duty as well. I think that will about do it, though. So I'll go ahead and sign off, and I will be on for my office hours in a few minutes.